Hi there! Today we're going to talk about structuring your music lesson. Okay, we're going to start with an overview or a medium-term plan, as I'm used to calling it, which is literally what you're going to be teaching throughout the term, week by week. So we're going to start by opening up Word, inserting a table of about 8 rows, because that's how many weeks you're roughly going to be teaching, and then about 4 columns. Okay, in the first column we're going to have our lesson title, so it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could be introduction, melody, accompaniment, or whatever you're going to cover. Your next column is going to be your content. Now this one is the equivalent of my post-its in teacher training that were stuck on the whiteboard, the piano, you name it. This is what you're doing in that lesson in a nice, clear, concise way so that if you have to look at it quickly, you know exactly what you've got to do. Your next column is your resources. Now I have to move between classrooms all the time, so it's really important I remember things like pens, paper, handouts, instruments, because you just don't know where you're going to be. So in my case, this one's normally loaded with things I need. That last column, this one's for your evaluation, your reflection. Did this lesson go well? Now this is just good practice. We do this a lot in teacher training, but it's a good one to keep up, I have to say, because you could do something and you could pitch it too high and you could think, oh, I should have done that with year 6. Or you could pitch it too low and go, ooh, that was a bit too easy for them. Maybe I should do that with class 1. Okay, so it's important to know where you're pitching. Are you doing it right? You know, it makes you feel better as well. If you have a really good lesson, you can put a big tick in that column. So that's our overview, roughly. So next we need to think about our topic, but we're not going to get into specifics. We're going to just think about, okay, what do I need them to cover in this topic? So we need to listen to an example of whatever it is we're studying, be it blues, gamelan, anything. We need them to be able to play a melody, okay? We need them to understand some form of accompaniment and have a go at playing it. So that could be a drone, it could be chords, it could just be drums, that would be fine. We need them to have a go at composing. This is the exciting bit where they come out with all their wacky ideas. I love that bit. And we want them to perform. We want them to be doing that straight away. From the minute they're doing that melody, we want them to start performing it. Get used to this one so we can build on their confidence and they don't freak out every time we say, right, share your ideas, guys, come on. So that's basically what we want over this whole term, okay? That's what we want to cover. That ties in with the national curriculum. So how do I structure my lessons? Well, the first thing I do, just like when I'm having a meal, is have a starter, okay? Now this is some sort of fun activity that kids are going to do that will draw them in, okay? Get them interested in what we're learning about. So it could be a game, it could be a word puzzle. Normally something that makes them move is really good, or it could just be listening and I want you to identify 3 things. Watch your language when you say identify, you need them to know what that means. It could be listen out for 3 instruments. Okay, try not to pitch it too high. So that would be your starter. Next, you're going to want them to do something, so you need to model it. And I do mean model it, do absolutely everything you need them to do. If you need them to pick up a pen and write their name on something, go, right, pick up a pen, take the lid off, write your name on a piece of paper, put the lid back on. You have to be very, very specific when it comes to kids, okay? Model it intimately. And do not worry if you have to play an instrument and you're a little bit worried about playing an instrument. It doesn't matter if you mess it up at all. They love it if you mess it up. And we all learn from mistakes, especially in music, because it trains your ear, which is really important. That helps you identify, is that the right chord? Have I done that right? Am I singing in the right key? Have I gone out? Okay, so mistakes are great, don't worry about it. So many teachers worry about it. They worry about singing a little bit out of key, they worry about hitting the wrong note. It's great to hit the wrong note. Hit it, watch them laugh, it'll be great. Everybody will bond. It's good for them to make mistakes and it's fine if you do too. You do not have to be a perfect musician by any means, okay? So, model. Next, you're going to get them onto practical, and you want them to do about 5 to 10 minutes of practical. Let them get settled, let them try it out, see how they go, and then stop them. And just when you see them flagging a little bit and you want to say, has anybody got any ideas they want to share? Or how about you? I listened to you. You were great. Would you like to share your ideas? Okay, try and pick out the ones that have shied away a little bit. I loved what you did. Can you share your ideas? what did you guys think of that? That was great, wasn't it? Right, we've got about 10 more minutes. Let's carry on and see if we can develop it a bit further, okay? You want to encourage them as much as possible because performing is nerve-wracking at any age, and these guys in particular are going to be a little bit unsure of themselves. So you want to boost them up so that by the time they're in year 6, they're like, woo, I'm the king, but not too arrogant, okay? So, right at the end of your lesson, right at the bottom, you're going to have some sort of peer assessment, some sort of performance, okay? So hopefully, if you have time, you can get each individual student to perform whatever they've been working on. They might have done it in groups, they might have done it as a complete class, which is great fun, get them doing that. Or it might be individual, okay? So you could have them perform and then you could say, okay guys, what went well? What was one thing they could have changed? And get them to say. Don't say it yourself if you can help it. I struggle with this a lot. You want them to be saying, oh, I really liked what he did, it was great. Oh, maybe he could have done this instead. Oh, she was brilliant, but maybe we could do this with it instead, yeah? You want them to be saying that. You don't want them to always look at you for validation, really. You don't need them to keep saying, oh, miss, was that good enough? Oh, you want them to know, yes, I did a great job. Okay, we want to build these kids up so that they're nice and strong and independent. That's the aim. So that's your structure. Every lesson, starter, model, practical, performance. Okay, this is what I do every single lesson. Every single lesson. The next lesson, my starter's going to recap something I did in the previous lesson. My model will use something from the previous lesson, so if they learnt a melody, I'll have the melody and maybe I will tweak it a little bit. So maybe I'll change the rhythm, maybe I'll change the timing. Maybe I will put an accompaniment with it, or maybe I'll get a kid to play the accompaniment with it. That would be brilliant, okay? So I will try and build on it each lesson, but that's the general structure. So I hope that's been a help. Thank you for watching.